Hey everybody, Ethan here, and you're on my side of the room. Today we're going to talk about something that I think people at all skill levels of either bass playing or being a musician really need to think about. And it's never too soon to start thinking about it and doing something about it. And that is developing your repertoire. So that's what I've been doing. I went to the dollar store and bought this binder and some loose leaf paper, college ruled because you can get more on the page, and some sheet protectors. And I've been going through and dutifully charting out songs in my repertoire. Now, this does not represent all the songs I know. This is hardly any. I just hit number 70 on the list of songs that I can play that I didn't write, and that's a big deal because I've written about 70 songs. So, but that $5 will get you on the bus, I'm sure. So I thought about it because I just have a tendency to learn songs, play it to death, and then move on to the next thing. And then after a while, it's starting to get kind of paved over. And I'll flip out my phone that I keep my songs on to practice to, and I'll dig up something from the olden days. It's like, oh my God, what was this again? I don't remember anything, and I didn't write anything down necessarily, depending on how I learned it. And it can be really a pain to dredge up what you're doing or hit all the wrong notes as you fumble around trying to remember what you did. So this makes it really convenient. I'm opting for tab. Now that's just me though. There's other people on YouTube that you can find out there who are professional players, like say bass players. They do things like charting. They do things like the Nashville numbering system, like we go from the 1 to the 4 to the 5, back to the 1, da, 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 da. And that could be another way to do it. It really depends on the kind of music you're playing. But at any rate, no matter, again, what your skill level, so I'm not addressing beginners or the pros or anywhere, just anywhere on the spectrum that you fall up to, including, you just bought a bass yesterday, or you've been playing for 30 years, whatever it is. It's never a bad thing to consider your repertoire. And that is to say, there's a difference between songs you know how to play and songs people want to hear. That's just the reality on the ground, people. And I can say that I can say that as a concert goer, I can say that as a music appreciator, and I can say that as a musician. So this is not me lording over people and handing down the tome from on high and throwing it down saying this is how it's going to be around here. What I'm saying is, is it realistic for every single song in a concert to be a banger? Probably not. Really depends on the kind of music it is, depends on the kind of show it is, depends on the kind of material. But people don't generally want to go to a show to be bored, And think about that as you lay out the songs like front load, oh, look at this, look what's front loaded. Crowd pleasing, absolutely. And me pleasing. I love playing that song. And so, yeah, absolutely. People want to hear Queen. They're always here for Queen, I've noticed. When Queen is on, people are there, and they are ready for that. So can't really go wrong. There's other songs in here, like I want to do a cover of it and put it on the channel, so I just haven't done it yet. But The Warrior by Scandal, another fun one. It's one of those songs that people will get up for that stuff. Now, this is just incidental that we're talking about a couple of songs like dating circa the 70s and 80s, because that's how I roll. But whatever music you're playing, whatever genre, whatever instrument you're playing, it's incidental. We're talking about bass, but it could be anything that you do. You could be a singer, you could be playing an instrument, you could be playing instruments, whatever. Think about your repertoire, and maybe if you haven't put it in book form or list form or something, maybe now is a good time to think about maybe doing that. This was not super expensive at the dollar store to get some of these supplies to just kind of bust this out. And it's been so helpful because as I've learned 70 songs that I didn't write, because I've written about 70 or so songs that I did write. And I used to only focus on my own music, and that really came at a cost of I could have been a much better player if I would have deigned to condescend to play covers. That's just the truth of it. So to any of you out there that have that nonsensical belief about, you want to just focus, you're going to do you. You're going to do your own original music. You're not going to play any covers ever, because you're so original. You're hurting yourself. I'm here to tell you. I'm exhibit A of people who hurt themselves with that kind of attitude. And even Jaco Pastorius was saying, if you do things like learn the melody of songs that you wouldn't have thought to do on the bass, you're going to learn so much. Not just about how the song goes and how the song is constructed, but I did what he said about playing the melody instead of the bass line. And the fingering you do and the techniques you use are different than what you would be doing, saying, chugging eighth notes. And again, it really builds up your skill level. So that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about not only building up your skill level, but building up your repertoire, building up your list of songs that you know that in a pinch or, at a moment in time of your choosing, that you're going to bust out Queen, or you're going to bust out AC/DC or something like that, whatever you want to do. But these are your hot hits that that are going to get the crowd going. And then maybe further back in the book, you've got other songs that you could play, and you know how to play them. And if you want to hear it, I'll play it for you. But it's more of a reference. It's not front loaded. Now, I have no intention of going up on stage with this binder with a music stand and playing right off that. But this is a great memory jogger, because there's a time like you'll kind of forget what you learned and you'll kind of forget how songs go. You learned it, you put all that time into practicing like I did, and then it's time to actually play it. It's like, wait, what? Because it'd been a while since you've been playing that song. So this is a nice reference to look back on and be like, oh yeah, that's how that song went. And it gets you, it jogs the old memory and gets you back to it. And then you can turn away from it and face the crowd and not having to read off the book. So having said all that, let me know in the comments, do you have a book like this? Are you thinking about making a book like this? Do you do something else? Like what I normally do on my phone is I do blocks of 50 songs in my phone and as a note. And then if people want to know what songs do I know, I hand them my phone and they go scroll, and read through it. Do you do that? Do you have a list, paper list somewhere, or put it on the laptop or maybe or something? Whatever it is, let me know, because by letting me know, you're letting us know, and we're all learning here. So it's, share the knowledge. Well, having said that, thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep playing, and I will catch you in the next video.